Coming up on the Raiders Report, are the Oakland Raiders interested in linebacker Shane Ray? Will the Raiders trade up for DK Metcalf? And last, the Raiders will draft quarterback Dwayne Haskins if... all coming up on the Raiders Report. Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, brought to you by BetDSI. Make sure you guys interact with me on IG and Twitter at MitchellRenz365. And if you're not already subscribed to the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube, get with the program, youtube.com/Raiders Report. Okay, was it a smart move to re-sign Jalen Richard? You guys know that I love me some Jalen Richard. This one's for Chucky Heads. Believe it, baby. I love me some Jalen Richard. And I think when you look at what they got him for, 1 year, $3 million. Sign me up for that. He had 68 catches last year, second on the team, tied with Jared Cook, actually, in leading in receptions. Here's the thing, though. I understand that they went out and signed Isaiah Crowell. Isaiah Crowell is not a 3-down running back. Jalen Richard will be on the field for 3rd down. I mean, when you can find a running back who's got 68 catches, and it's just a reliable option for Derek Carr, and you guys get mad at me when I say this sometimes, but Derek Carr likes to check the ball down. It's a fact. Now, I'm hoping with additions like Tyrell Williams, with additions like Ryan Grant, Antonio Brown, all these other options, J.J. Nelson, he doesn't need to check the ball down as much. At the end, though, I'm looking at Jalen Richard, and I'm saying, okay, safety blanket, we got Derek Carr, one of his safety blankets, back. So he had 68 catches last year. So over under 60.5 catches for Jalen Richard in 2019. I want you to type O for over, type U for under, be an overachiever. You know I like that. Type exactly the amount of receptions Jalen Richard will have, okay, in 2019. Next one, as Tom says, 69. Will AB be a pain? There's another word that I wanted to use in here, but I won't do it for screen purposes. This one's too Chucky Heads, and people are talking, and the guy that's saying that AB is going to be a pain in the you-know-where is Jack Del Rio. And he came out and said that, I love the talent, but Antonio Brown has certainly shown that he's going to be a pain in the ass. And I get it, Jack. I understand. I think this is one more of those little, he's taking a shot at Antonio. He's also now not coaching in the NFL, and he's trying to get that media gig going. And there's so much stuff going on with Antonio Brown right now. It is going to be a little bit of a headache. He was taking shots at Juju. Do I think Antonio Brown's going to be a pain in my you-know-where? If the Raiders are losing, yeah, it's going to be one hell of a season. If the Raiders are winning, still might be, but it's okay because we're winning, so it's all good. So will Antonio Brown be a distraction in Oakland? I want you to type Y for yes or N for no. Let me know in the comments section if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, let me know. AB, will he be a distraction in Oakland? Let's move on now to my next rumor, one of them that I teased in the beginning of the show. It's around Shane Ray. And are the Raiders interested in Shane Ray? This one's 3 Chucky Heads, and I think it's pretty likely. They had Shane Ray in on a visit on Tuesday, and just because a player's coming in for a visit doesn't mean they're 100% sold on him as a player. Now, they left without a deal, but the mutual interest, it's still there. And when I look at Shane Ray, I don't want you to just look at what he did last year because it's not that great, but I think he could boost the Raiders' pass rush help. They need extra bodies. When you have so many holes to fill, you can add talent, and Shane Ray obviously hasn't lived up to the hype, but he still, I think, is an athletic player who could come over, who knows the other team, who knows one of the rivals, and it could be something interesting that you could look at with Shane Ray. You add extra depth to a team that had only 13 sacks last year. I think it's something that we at least need to consider. So, the show, come on, not about me, it's about the nation. Should the Raiders sign Shane Ray? I want you to type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. Let me know. If you want to know what I honestly think, hit me up on IG or Twitter at MitchellRenz365. All right, this one might be my favorite rumor here. Are the Raiders trading up for wide receiver out of Ole Miss, DK Metcalf? What do you guys think? You think I'm going to say 2, 3, 4? Nah, I'm just kidding. 1 Chucky Head, and I think it's a small shred of truth. This is a rumor from Kyle Brandt, and we're going to take that one with a grain of salt from NFL, and he basically says the Raiders could trade up for DK Metcalf. Why would the Raiders do that? Because John Gruden and Mayock love DK Metcalf. Well, you know what? Kyle knows shit, and he's a great wide receiver, and Looks good on and off the field. It's all good. Here's the thing, though. Their wide receiver depth chart is pretty stacked. And it's kind of crazy to say that because it was like one of their biggest needs. You have AB, Tyrell Williams, Ryan Grant, J.J. Nelson, Marcel Aitman. I just don't understand the move for DK. It's nothing against him. I love DK Metcalf. He's my number one receiver in this year's draft. But the thing that Kyle Brandt says is something that Al Davis would do. I get that Al Davis loves wide receivers and he loved wide receivers, but it's not a glaring need, and I don't understand why the Raiders would trade up for DK Metcalf when there are so many other needs. So I'm saying that there is like a 1% chance that the Raiders trade up for DK Metcalf right now. But that's just me. So I want you to type TU for trade up or SP for stay put. What should the Raiders do? All right, I want you to look at all their picks. What do you think the Raiders should the Oakland trade up for DK Metcalf, wide receiver out of Ole Miss? If you think there are, I'm sure there's a prop bet at BetDSI that you can go bet on it. Use our promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. I get asked all the time, Mitch, what the heck is 120% deposit bonus? Well, Mom, if you watch the show, you'd know. Put down $50, you get $60 for free. Put down $100, get $120 for free. Mom, put down $500, get $600 for free. You don't have to walk dogs anymore in your spare time. Go on BetDSI, put some bets down, chatsports.com/bet. Mom, I love you. All right, let's go now to my next rumor. Devin Bush visiting the Raiders. Hey, man, anytime we get some extra Bush in this black hole, I'm all about it. This one's for Chucky Heads. Believe it, baby. And I'm excited that the Raiders are hosting Devin Bush. I mean, we know that he needs a lot of linebacker help. Here's the thing, though. I don't know how Devin Bush is going to end up on the team without a trade. The person who put out this, Mike Florio, said that the Raiders could get him at 24 and 27. Sure. I just think with after his combine that he had, Devin Bush is going to go a lot earlier in the draft, and Paul Gunther has said multiple times that they don't necessarily know if they want to invest highly in a linebacker, and I think it's why we're seeing all these players like a Vontaze Burfict, a Brandon Marshall, a Shane Ray. We're getting a lot of visits. When I look at the top 2019 NFL draft inside linebackers, Devin White, Devin Bush, Mack Wilson. I think Devin White and Devin Bush are top 15 picks, and Mack Wilson's starting to kind of slide down my board a little bit. I don't know if he's going to go in the first round. But when I see this entire linebacking depth chart right now, the Raiders, there's still some holes there, okay? I think Vontaze, I'm about. Brandon Marshall, I think, is a good addition to here. Whitehead, 122 tackles last year. You can add Devin Bush, okay, who ran under a 4.4. Like, think about that. He is a linebacker running underneath a 4.4. Yeah, no thanks. He is a perfect fit in today's NFL. I just see so many other linebacking needy teams. Devin Bush sliding down to 24 and 27. I think it's really, really small chance of that happening. But the Raiders are definitely interested in him. All right, I got a question. You ready? You guys know that I love to plug my IG and my Twitter. You guys always yell at me for it. So, what's your favorite Raiders IG account? I want to find some other Raiders IG accounts, and I also want to give you guys some of my personal favorites. I think one of the coolest things about social media and things we do here at Chat Sports is we can interact with people. I want to know what you guys are looking at, and I want you guys to see what I look at, and I think that's a really cool thing. And also, if you want to add me on Snapchat, I just put that on my IG story. So here are some of my personal favorite Raider Nation accounts on Instagram, okay? These are some of my favorites. So Raiders Wave, Raiders Homepage, Samoan Raider, The Real Raider Way, and Raiders, what does that say? Raiders IV Live. These are some of my personal favorites that I follow, and I want you guys to take a screenshot, send them. Make sure you give all these guys a follow as well because they're loyal supporters of the nation. Also, if you're a loyal supporter, subscribe. YouTube.com/Raiders Report, the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube. Believe it, baby. Like, I challenge you to find another channel that has more views than me. Ain't gonna happen. Tuck rule. Tuck that. All right, last rumor. You ready? Drafting Dwayne Haskins if he slides. This one's only one Chucky Head, and I think it's a small shred of truth. And Michael Silver wrote an article. He wrote an article at basically the Raiders could draft Dwayne Haskins if he slides. Sure. Now, we know that the Raiders had a private meeting with Dwayne Haskins. They also had a private meeting with Kyler Murray. And there's a report, per Michael Silver, that the Raiders could draft Haskins. Here's the thing. My man Tom Downey, I asked him, I was like, Tom, what's the furthest that Dwayne Haskins is going to slide? Tom looked me dead in the eyes and was like 15. I don't see him going any farther past 15. And realistically, even 11 is a bit of a stretch. So here are the top quarterback prospects. Kyler, I think, is going, no doubt, top 3. Hopefully top 1 so Tom shaves his head. And then Drew Lock could even also be a potential top 10 pick. Okay, so that leads Dwayne. So maybe Dwayne Haskins is the third quarterback off the board. Even if he's not getting past 15, and I don't see the Raiders trading up to get Dwayne Haskins at 15. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. So it's a one Chucky head. I'm saying like 2% chance that the Raiders end up drafting Dwayne Haskins. All right, I got a question. I like for you guys to know what I'm doing, and I want to know what you're doing. What are your weekend plans? I want you to comment below, okay? Let me know, and if you want to know what I'm doing this weekend, I'm going to be putting some stuff out on IG and on Twitter, at MitchellRenz365, but I can also guarantee I'm going to be sipping on some Boulevard beer because I got plenty. What are your weekend plans? Comment below, and also make sure you guys subscribe, youtube.com/RaidersReport. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.